Hello and welcome back to the GGBet Chicago Invitational. It's the second map of the first semi-final with Heroic taking on Windigo. Heroic were successful in the first map, Mirage, but now we're on to their map pick. It's going to be Overpass, and things are not going to get easier for Windigo.
It definitely is. Now they have to go up against Heroic on home turf. They're on a 5-map win streak here on the side of Heroic, and they've taken out teams like Fnatic, like crushed Fnatic, crushed Avangard, beaten Navi, and obviously we've seen them earlier in this Invitational where they've beaten Optic as well. So pretty decent track record for a team that's already playing at a really high level. And Windigo on their end, I mean, you got to see that firsthand yesterday. Sure, they know how to play Overpass. It's not like they're completely lost on it, but they do make some pretty grave mistakes, and they ended up dropping that map versus Nordavind yesterday. And yeah, Nordavind not at the same level as Heroic. I'm not even going to try to be patriotic and claim that they, are going to be in the same realm at the time being. So, yeah, a lot of things, I guess, stacked up against our Bulgarian friends.
Well, and if they manage to get Overpass under their belt, the third map's nuke, so
yeah, it doesn't get easier necessarily.
No, it gets
as well.
harder, which is the problem. And looking at sort of Windigo, though, they did have some signs of life. And again, it was actually the old guy, but we're right into the pistol. It's going to be Nado Safix trying to hold off the B bomb size to start to commit towards him. Blocker. Oh wow, Poison. Ow, my ears. But it's going to be Poison taking away Nado Safix, and the kills keep coming through for Windigo.
A hot start, and even with Nado Safix parkour attempts, doesn't really net them a kill. So the retake 3v5 is going to come in, and they don't have a defuse kit either picked up as it is right now. We'll see, though, looking very likely for Windigo to being able to pick up this pistol round. Well, that's sealing the deal right there.
Yeah.
Nice double peek from Poison and Victor to find 2 immediate kills. So even though BlameF is going to be able to pretty up the scoreline a little bit, I guess, or pretty up his stat line at least, it's very convincing pistol round from Windigo, and pretty easy enough to execute as well. More or less straight up be execute with some flashes to assist. But here we go. We see kind of the reality of the situation, though. Even though Windigo in pistol, Heroic heavily favored by GD.bet. And in the odds, 1.2 with the last pistol round, and Windigo sitting at 4.19. And again, it's kind of how we painted the picture going into this matchup as well. It's going to be rough for Windigo with how Heroic are playing on this map.
No, they get a good start on the pistol.
They do get a decent start to the second round as well. BlameF down to 20 HP.
Yeah, well, that's a good start for Heroic, actually. He's down able to take the headshot on the bubble.
It's all downhill from here. Well, apparently,
yep,
yes, it is.
Freiburg's got the banana gun, and it is going to be ships hitting the deck.
That's two weapons being able to scavenge from the side of Windigo as well that Heroic can pick up.
Yeah, it's not looking easy here for Windigo.
Yeah, you'd only have 2 smokes as well. So it's going to be the contact play over towards B. Already been spotted out. No tag damage, but Nade is going to do significant damage. And, well, this has fallen apart real quick.
Windigo actually lost quite a few of these against Nordavind yesterday, and it was actually a big factor as to why
full USP, right?
Yeah, they lost to 5 USPs on Nuke. So, obviously, they can be pretty susceptible to losing to these kind of buys, and so Windigo, it's all on Victor to try and make it happen. 1v3. Still a little bit of damage, but he's been pushed up to 10 HP himself. And it'll be Freiburg to seal the deal. So 3 players at Heroic stay alive, all the weapons being picked up and salvaged. And yes, they may lose the pistol, but they find the follow-up.
And this is so much better, right?
Yeah.
Just put so much bigger of a dent on the economy of Windigo. They get to start that round loss bonus just a little bit later, too. And Heroic feeling pretty about where they're sitting right now. It's going to be a forced in from Windigo's side. Actually, everyone outside of ships. Oh, actually, yeah, he's late to the party, but he does join in as well with P250 full Kevlar. Now, they need to have a pretty decent response for this to not get out of hand completely. Able to do some significant damage onto the Heroic lineup, so they don't get to build up their money too easily.
Taking some long control. Esotyke behind the half wall. Well defended here with the AK-47. Poison scoping up over the top of the flower bed. Still with his eyes turned on the barrel, but it's Esotyke looking away at the wrong time. Victor will take him with the Deagle, so the advantage is there with Windigo. They aren't committing off the back of it just yet either, so they want to make sure that they keep that advantage and they try and figure out what they want to do, because too often do you see a player get one kill and then that's the signal just for everyone to charge towards the bomb site. You end up getting dropped by rifles. So Windigo trying to make sure that they keep it and try and set themselves up for success.
They're going to get far forward on long here as well. Another smoke's going to go down, but that Heroic can't pretend like this is going to be an impenetrable wall by any means. We can very easily see just a spurt out of Windigo to go through it. Freiburg's going to find the one player over towards restroom now, and that's big. Alleviates a lot of pressure as the Molotovs do come in.
And when they go for the triple boost, not really going to amount to much. 18 seconds, Blame F with a headshot. The Scout goes back in for more, but this time is met to by the same fate. Poison with his Scout finding success, and Savic's just sitting back in the toilet, so the Bubble will pick that up. So Freiburg has to rise to the occasion, and he does so very well. They'll try and get the bomb planted. It's down. Oh, they'll get the bomb planted. It's all on Freiburg. 1v2. No way can this happen. AK-47 in the hands of Poison seems to have done enough. And Freiburg, he's going to be finished off. And there it is. How does that happen? Windigo 2-1.
That's some crisp shooting out of the Windigo boys. Bubble and Poison being precise as ever. And I don't really think it's Heroic making too many mistakes there in how they set up for it. I think NATO's in a pretty decent position. He just gets out-dueled. And same can be said for most people. I guess Blame F maybe not fully needed to go for the repeat after getting the first pick, but I guess that's the kind of thing you do when you're in the motion of things, right? You
especially since you feel like you should be the one winning that
exactly,
fight.
You should be able to do so, but I guess not to be the case. Windigo showing that they're not down and out just yet, so they bring it right back.
Well, their chance at a good start here on the T side is certainly not over. It looked that way after losing the follow-up to the pistol, but they win one right back. Heroic could come into this one with another force buy. Will we see that back and forth storyline start to develop? Victor will want to say no to that. Bubble might just confirm that, but looking for a kill through the door. There it is, eventually through the wall on the down. And so it will be the man advantage doubled over on Windigo.
Surely this should be enough to close out the round on. Freiburg is hanging out close to the smoke, and he might find a solid timing here with the flash. As he runs through, just kind of gives it up. Oh, nice. Okay, then. So the tag damage initially works out perfectly for Freiburg. You could just hear the scout tag the second he spots the first player, but this attack's got to go down. But look at the damage that's been done.
Freiburg's in a really solid position here. He's going to play beyond the smoke.
Oh,
like I expected it, but he's got the double kill. This is incredible from Freiburg. He's on for the ace, actually. Bubble sitting there on his own with a Galil, and Freiburg's hungry for this. The bomb is off towards long. Freiburg surely knows he has to go and recover it. And it's that smoke that'll fade. Freiburg spots it, and what it is from Freiburg. All 5 kills, and that is such a step up.
That is, yeah, quite the maneuver from Freiburg. But I want to give credit to his teammates as well. I think all of them, outside of the very, very last kills, was assisted on as well. So you could tell the damage that's been done by Blame F, Esatag, and so on, to really set that up to be a possible situation. I mean, just getting the 2 first kills, right? Just a single shot from the Deagle, obviously well placed by Freiburg, but the tag damage just being so influential there. That is wild. And it was looking like Windigo would finally be able to create a bit of a gap, right? 2-minute advantage, everything's looking dandy, and Freiburg happens. And he had a really solid Mirage. He wants to just make sure that it's a really solid series altogether.
Yeah, exactly. That's some people questioning perhaps Freiburg's performance of recent time, but he's definitely proving them wrong at the minute. Great performances indeed, and perhaps it is that back and forth because another force bind coming in from Windigo. Probably the Deagles being purchased, the Kevlar's there. Although the early advantage is Heroics. That's nothing to go by, though. We've seen Windigo get the early advantage in the last one, and Freiburg gets an ace. So
not going to take anything for given at this point.
We'll just see how it plays on.
Yeah. No predictions from our end, at least until the round is over. Blocker. Oh, did he spot a leg? He did spot a leg, and that's Esatag down. And well, could have been the start of something. Blame F. Solid to find the trade, though, so it doesn't completely spiral out of control. Boost up here as well. Someone's going to find chips. 2v4. Bubble, though, accurate with the Deagle. Going to get the bomb plant down as well. And here we go.
Oh,
NATO Safix caught off in an aggressive spot. Blomp's going to be attempted to go down. He does a little bit of damage onto Bubble, but still, this is something they can work with. Both having one-shot potential here.
UMP picked up as well on the poison. Bubble trying to take some fights. He can drop to 9 HP, but he's just hoping he can pick off one play. Does some damage, but it's all on poison. Playing the advanced angle, hoping to catch a player off to turn it into a 1v1, but can't connect, and so he's just trying to play the time. Both players have kit on Heroic. Can he snuck past? They have no idea. He's here. He has no idea, and he's got the headshot. He's going to go back for more, but BlameF will pick it up in the end. And again, so close.
It is not pretty. It's not the way either team has planned it to pan out, but my God, does that ever create pretty tense endgame scenarios? Just the readjustment and movement as well from Poison there towards the end sets him up for such a nice opportunity to win it. Probably could have played for more time as well. Obviously, very easy for us to say in hindsight, and obviously with all the information we have. But damn, this is quite something. And yeah, it seems like Windigo, they're liking their chances with these kind of odd buys. They're going to force it up again. Tempo's been changed up significantly, though.
Well, Stown just trying to play in behind the smoke. This could be a great position for him. BlameF will pick up Bubble, and Stown's just made his way towards the barrels. Do a little bit of damage, but Victor has stepped up with a MAC-10. Eventually he'll be stopped. There we go. He gets his reward, his patience. He was just hiding behind the smoke, and he'll get the double. So 4-2, 3 in a row for Heroic.
Finally.
Thank God. Thank God.
It wasn't looking like this game would have any sort of normality to it, but I guess we might have found it here as Windigo will have a fair bit of loss bonus, but again, fully investing into that one, not getting a bomb plant down, will put them on an eco. There we have it. I guess deco is more accurate in this case, as they have opted in for a couple of it. Well, all of them have opted in for upgraded pistols. Like Kevlar on 3. That nade is going to hurt a little bit.
Well, this attack might be under a lot of pressure here. Poison just running on in. Deagle headshots connected, and luckily BlameF will be there to equalize again. And he's just going to stick around, but he only gets caught with a nade in his hand.
Weapon gains, well, not for long. That's bomb down as well.
Yeah, BlameF, that's enough done. He can fall away. Happy with his work. Has the information that the bomb has been dropped in the middle as well. Windigo. There'll be a lot to recover it, but getting to a bomb site is the difficult part. And they've got the weapon back again. Victor with the M4A4. Well, that's a super nice skin that Victor has. If you want some cool skins, head over to csgo.net. Use code Chicago for a 30% bonus on your top-up as well.
Might end up with a howl if you're supremely lucky.
Massively lucky, yep.
Yep. Kind of need to hit the jackpot for that one, but speaking of jackpots, see if Windigo can get some lucky connections here to bring this back. They're fighting up against a man advantage on the side of Heroic. Also, okay then. Some pretty crisp shots from NATO.
Yeah, that is the bell ringer, but it's all on ships. 1v3. He's going to have to try and recover the bomb with 20 seconds left. It's not looking supremely good for ships here. And he'll start to make his way towards the site. He connects the bomb plan. He goes for the fake, but BlameF will peek him. And that's 4 in a row for Heroic.
Yeah. Unfortunate to not be able to see BlameF in that scenario there. If he could have swung wide, then potentially there would have been a chance for him to at least get a bomb plant down safely, maybe isolate the 2 last remaining players on Heroic and see what comes of it, but not going to be the case. But should leave Windigo with enough money for a buy coming into this one, but now we've been able to see Heroic string 4 rounds together, sitting at 5 on their CT side, and they are the favorites going into this map as well.
Yep.
So I guess par for the course up to this point, but it's been dicey. It's been a lot of back and forth. Windigo very easily could have been the ones to run away with this hot start. Look at that. Freiburg already sitting at 11. And Deco Ace, or Deco AK Ace.
The problem I see here on the scoreboard is Essetag, though. He had such a good performance on Mirage towards the end, but it seems to not carry through. At least his teammates are stepping up, though. That's the important part.
They really are, yeah. And if I mean, if they can, keep head above water for enough for Essetag to get back into it, then they're looking really, really strong. And he does have an AWP to his name right now.
That's the important part. The open his hands. There's not an open Windigo, so he's not going to really have anything to challenge him unless we look at the Krieg of ships.
Yep.
Guy can certainly be something that can topple an AWP. But Freiburg, he's going to be back with the M4A4 inside of the connector. Windigo biding their time. No one really taking any control towards middle. They'll throw a fake smoke on up towards mid to make it look like they're there, but in fact, that's from T-spawn, and the rest of the Windigo side are going to go in towards the B-bomb site. And they've actually made the right call here on the rotation. Near the Sapphics, though. He will be the first to fall. Bubble able to pick up Freiburg, and it's falling apart here for Heroic. He's down to 11 HP under so much pressure, but BlimmF has assisted him. And he's still within touching distance here. Man advantage available to the T side, followed up by Bubble. And so it's all on down 11 HP alongside Esatag with the AWP. So might just consider saving here that AWP because he's alone. And he's on the A-bomb side. So certainly no way that he can make this happen. So 5-3, Windigo. A nice strategy, I have to say. So they don't really put any presence towards mid or long. And again, that does come with risks. But they throw the utility from the T-spawn to make it look like they're there.
Yeah. Keeping the CT side honest, not allowing them to make any sort of cheat rotations. The only way you can really counteract that if you're CT is if you're so far up that you're kind of bypassing whatever needs to come out initially.
Yeah.
Something like we saw Gamer Legion do or attempt quite a few times, Existence playing aggressively by Fountain. If you do that kind of a thing, if that's the setup that you have going for you, then you're at a much better odds of actually winning out these rounds. But Windigo bring it back. They do so with having a lot of players staying alive as well. That's great to see. Now then, on the side of Heroic, I mean, this is how much back and forth it's been. They won 4 rounds in a row. They're not really swell on cash.
Yeah, but it has been so close, and especially being on the CT side, that scrappy back and forth is never going to be healthy for the economy. It seems like Windigo, when they win rounds, it's basically... It's either so scrappy that they just create so much chaos, or they have the converse effect and they just are so effective. It's just lock Heroic out completely. And it's finding the consistency of doing that is the difficult part, it seems, for Windigo. They will have the buy coming in again, Heroic with their buy, but Freiburg, he's only on a Deagle. I say only on a Deagle, but we've seen what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, they've been able to get quite a lot of mileage out of... well, the bare minimum so far. As you see, Heroic still heavily favored here by GG.bet.
6-6-6 for Windigo.
Oh, sign of the devil. Number of the devil, I should say.
Well, the Sapphics heads his way up towards the balloons. He's going to have a party, though. That's the question. Freiburg in the connector. Deagle on his hands. No one really coming his way just yet, so he's just biding his time. This angle is so annoying. If you walk around the corner and Freiburg's just sitting in that position and you're on the T side, you're just going to be so mad.
Yeah.
Blocker goes towards the balloons, but it's actually Stown who's using it as cover. They've got 2 players up there. There we go. That's the position coming in. Bubble just cannot expect that. And this is well played from Heroic. They've played in so many different off angles. They've had little tricks, you know, double setups in the balloons there for the bait and switch. And it's certainly not been easy for Windigo to source their way back into this. Finally, Victor will stop the clean sheet as he tries to run over the B-bomb side, but the bomb is so far away from him. So his job is just to get rid of that AWP and throw it over the side while carrying the AK over it. And actually throwing that AWP away is pretty good because Heroic, they're not going to be able to afford it in the next one. Although S-Tag hasn't had a whole lot of impact with it, so it's not going to be that missed for the meantime.
Really isn't. So it's not going to be a string of rounds for Windigo. Bit of a rough one.
Well, won't even be an AK carried over for Victor as he's been spotted. Only the 1 kill coming in for Windigo in that one. And it will be Heroic 6-3 here on the CT side of Overpass. And if you are just tuning in, this is the first semi-final of the day for the GGBet Chicago Invitational. Heroic, they won the map pick of Windigo earlier on Mirage. And the second map here is Overpass. And this is the pick of Heroic. Currently looking good for them. 6-3 up. Buy coming in from Windigo again. It's the AKs, Galil on ships. Okay, just running through a Molotov here at Windigo.
forward, and they're going to find the first frag onto Blamef as well. It's Poison to win at that duel, even though he goes down to 5 HP. It's a great start for Windigo, and that's quick and accurate from Blocker to remove Freiburg from the round. See if I can come around, swung around from restrooms to find at least Poison. If he can find chips here, it could really destabilize Windigo.
Well, Victor just standing on top of the truck. Let's see if Heroic can get back into the side itself. The time is taking so low at this point. They've got to go very quickly, and Victor's got a good angle, but he'll be dropped by Stavin, and that's a big problem. Bubble into 1v3. The tap comes in as Bubble will pick it up. He's looking for another. On the bomb side they go, and there it is. The defuse coming in from Stavin. It is going to be the win for Heroic just in the nick of time.
Yeah, has the tag making sure there's no hope for Bubble of finding a random spray through the smoke there. Up close and personal around the corner. And Bubble goes down. 7 rounds for Heroic, and they're starting to get a bit of a foothold in this game. Bit of a stranglehold, really, on Windigo here, as they're going to continue to buy up. That bomb plant gives them the extra cash needed. But with these kind of buys as well, it puts Poison off the AWP, which we obviously wanted to see after how he performed on Mirage.
Well, Esoteric is relocated over towards a missed shot, and that's going to be the dome off his head. There's going to be ships going in with the SG, taking the headshot pretty swiftly. And so Windigo, they've got the advantage as they start to encroach on the mid position. Blamef is there. Yes, back up. So it's not going to be too easy for the Bulgarians to take this. I hope everyone's okay in production. I've been hearing some strange noises
yeah.
coming through.
It seems like just somebody's in a very good mood there.
Yeah, either that or they're singing.
Yeah, it's like
somebody like getting a tooth pulled at the dentist or something. You guys at home can't hear it, but it's quite humorous. Speaking of humorous, I've actually banged my humorous earlier, and it's really not funny. And will be the kill for Blamef though. He'll get rid of ships, and it will be on to Victor and Bubble. Oh, Bubble's got another one. The SG seems to be quite a successful weapon for Windigo. It's the only 2 kills that have come through. .30 on the clock. Bomb coming back in from long. Bubble trying to force his issue through middle, and Freiburg's just sitting in the corner. And for some reason, the most common corner here goes unchecked quite a bit. Now goes Freiburg with a kill onto Bubble. NATO Safix will sit back on the site, and it's Freiburg that'll seal the deal. 8-3. They already win the half, and at this point, it's looking like they're going to get more.
Yeah, Windigo seemingly having the steam run out here. They were so close to breaking Heroic early on. I mean, they one pistol got broken, and then just bring it right back. I think we might have seen a little bit more out of them if they were able to stabilize earlier on. Again, not a whole lot of ops in the hands of Poison. Could be a bit of an issue. And here we see a couple of rounds ago, Esatag with the flank through long. That really just sealed the deal for them. And, well, you talked about this as well. Heroic just keeping their head above water until Esatag is able to get into the groove of things, because he did have a rather slow start on Mirage. Got really well into it towards the end of it, and didn't start Overpass too hot either. But all early Ales seem to be dealt with. As we get into a new round, it's going to be a half investment. So we will see an op in the hands of Poison, at least in the following round. That's a good sign. Kind of what we would, I guess, for formality to take its place. What you guys at home can do is head over to csgo.net and use code word Chicago. That's going to give you 30% bonus to your top up. Also give you a chance to win some cool skins. Right now, Windigo needs a chance at winning some cool rounds, really. They need to...
They need 30% more rounds to make this.
Yeah. Now they could really use getting up to 5 or 6 at the very least. It's going to be tough, though, considering the situation they find themselves in. The hero, AK on Bubble, is going to have to do a lot of work.
Well, Bubble... Oh. He's going for the tap, but a little bit ambitious. But Esoteric, He's going to be dropped to 62. Will actually fall back, and I don't know what's going on. He's not really feeling it at the minute, and so he's giving away the kill. It will be Heroic on the deficit, but you still have to favor them into this one. Yes, the blocker has an AWP, and he's pushing towards Library. The bomb getting planted, but hopefully the weapons that Heroic have should be enough. But there's only a couple of flashbangs left.
I'll see how they utilize them. There's pretty strong positioning from Windigo here, and the one-man setup over towards it really hasn't panned out for them, and they can't really spend too much time doing this. And are they actually just, yeah, they're going for the save. They want to play the long haul, well, the long con here. Poison might be surprised to find some CT players rotating back towards him. That's going to end with him falling, but that is at least a 4th round for Windigo, a very unexpected one as well. Just a single kill, Heroic realizing that they didn't get enough out of the utility once they set up for the retake.
Oh no, here we go.
Ships. He has done this before, he's going to do it again. Not the left-right combo from yesterday on Mirage, but still does the trick. So that's a lot of extra money in his hands as well.
Oh.
The updated odds. I mean, it's still not ideal. It's still not pretty. Still obviously heavily in favor of Heroic here, but it's a start for Windigo.
You can see it drops slightly there from double figures back into 8.34 odds for Windigo.
Into reasonable territory, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's kind of, there's a political theory. It's like when you give someone such a large number and then you half it, that's the real number you want, but because of this sort of psychological warfare that's going on, the mind games used, it kind of looks like a reasonable number.
Yeah. Well, Heroic right now, still sitting pretty again. They have secured the first half win at the very least. They do have money, at least for this round, to bring it right back. And that's the one thing they've done really, really well for themselves on the CT side of Overpass so far, not allowing Windigo to get consecutive rounds. We'll see if that trend is going to continue. Flame F not going to win out the duel versus Victor. That's a big get from them early on. And, ooh, the timing is just perfect here as Atag wants to go up to investigate, and he's going to get found out by Bubble.
Wow, Windigo. This is certainly a turnaround from the previous round, so we'll see if they can keep it up. And it's not done yet. Heroic, of course, have 3 players left, 50 seconds. And that's 50 seconds for Heroic to get back into it, and 50 seconds for Windigo to make a mistake. So it's not done just yet. 40 seconds now. They're taking their time as they start to move in towards the B-bomb side. This is definitely where Windigo want to finish the round, but Poison will try and make sure that Heroic can't make the rotation, and that Molotov has been enough to keep the 2 players on the A-bomb side. So Windigo, they should have an easy time of things taking this B site. There's down, take it away, Poison. So, I mean, it's 4v3. Certainly a chance here for Heroic, especially with the kits alive, the utility. And Windigo will get the bomb planted. Flashbang comes in. Nidosafix has the backup of his teams. And it will be 1 player off towards short. Victor just sitting inside of water pits. The kill from Blanca coming in on the Nidosafix. And 3 come in from Windigo very, very quickly. 8-5. Only 3 rounds separating the 2 teams. And, I mean, if Windigo managed to salvage 7 at the end of this, which is certainly looking like a possibility because Heroic haven't got any money into this one, so it should be at 6. They're going to be very happy with that half, considering it could have been a hell of a lot worse.
It really could have. So they managed to salvage a little bit and stay in it, and this is also going to put them in a prime position to get 6th, and might have a bit of a game here.
Well, Victor, headshot coming in onto Nidosafix. BlameF has also hit the dust. So, at this point, it's certainly looking like Windigo will find their 6th. I have to say, this is... It could have been far more dominant from Heroic. There's definitely been chances where they look like they might have just picked up a few more runs and let it go. Still, this is a hell of a lot of damage. It's into a 2v2. How's this happen?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, don't speak too soon here. Might bring it back in one of the rounds where they're not necessarily meant to win. And if Stabin is a little bit more patient, he might find the bomb, but he might get caught out here as well. Ooh, misses the opportunity to find Poison. That could have been what broke the back, really, for Windigo, but done damage at least, poison down to 11. Freiburg's going to be able to find him. So now 1v1 situation, but Blocker still far enough behind to where he can go through underpass and head over towards that B bomb site. Freiburg's going to be aware of this though. We'll see how timing pans out for the both in this situation. Fake plant comes in. Blocker deals with the issue. So, yeah, it should have been an easier round for Windigo to get, but they do manage to get it in the end. That's really all that matters.
Yeah, Stavin really should have got that kill, though.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's one of those sitters that, you know, you'd expect anyone to get 10 out of 10 times, and that's what makes them so difficult.
Yeah. Well, last round of the half coming right up. Windigo looking to try and take 7, whereas Heroic want to make sure that they go into it with a bit of a buffer of 9-6. I'm actually being impressed by the comeback of Windigo, even though, you know, it hasn't been very clean. There has certainly been times where you were questioning whether or not they're actually going to win the round. Getting the rounds on the board, that's the important part, and they've done that. So, still competing here on the map pick of Heroic. We'll definitely want to try and get us to that third, the decider match. Of course, they'll be on Nuke, if needed. Winner of this semi-final obviously goes to the grand final. Gives them one step closer, perhaps qualifying for IM Chicago or receiving an invite, as it actually is.
It's very true. Now let's see, though, if it's going to be Windigo to go into that second half with a little wind under their wings. If they could string together 7 rounds here, that would be absolutely perfect. Blamef's heard something. He wants to go investigate. He's going to find Bubble, actually, an underpass. So not the intended target, but he'll take it. You can see the rotations coming in as well. Heroic have a good read of the situation.
Well, they do. Sandvix has got a headshot as well. Trying to fall apart a little bit more here, Needle. Bringing it back a little bit, but it's into a 3v5 as the push starts to come in. There's a kill from Esatag. Being few and far between, but he has definitely collected in the important round. But it's going to be Blocker trying to spur the team on. He's got 1 kill, but Poison has fallen, so it has to be the ace clutch from Blocker. A 1v4, 3 seconds to get all of them. And they'll get 9-6.
Yeah, that's not exactly
He's got to have
easy.
like one of those, you ever see Guardians of the Galaxy when the guy has the little whistle arrow that just goes through everyone?
Yep. Not sure if that's been introduced to Counter-Strike just yet.
Yeah, stat track whistle thing that kills everyone.
Well, still valiant run by Windigo there towards the end of the first half to bring it back into rather decent numbers. Odds is still not necessarily shining that much away from favoring Heroic, but you can see Windigo at least not anywhere near the double figures at this stage, 6.87. And odds of them being able to bring it all the way back here from 9-6 to a potential third map with a win on Overpass.
Well, Heroic are going to send a lot of their troops straight away towards Playground, and that's where Bubble will meet them alongside Blocker, and he'll just wreck them. This is quite the congregation of players right now, and it's all on BlameF. He'll try his best to try and pull it back. We've seen him clutch pistol rounds, and that is definitely something that he's quite good at. It's one of his many skills that he's got in his belt, so we'll see if he can make it happen here. 1 minute, 20 seconds left. Problem is he doesn't have the bomb.
Yeah. One good thing that he has going for him is the fact that he hasn't taken too much damage just yet. But Glock at range, not the easiest thing to deal with. It would have been so much more comfortable for him if he had an USP. Could potentially get these one shot, but he's going to roam around the underpass, and you'd have to imagine that, yeah, Windigo side would have been aware of it. Doesn't really help. So not too much damage sustained either on the side of BlameF. Still has time to work with 2. It's really just jumping back and forth. This could get scary for Windigo.
Well, BlameF looking for another. Doing damage, but caught between 2 players because that victor will take him away. So pistol rounds picked up for Windigo. I mean, that's not really always a telltale sign. They won it in the first half, but Heroic answered right back.
Yeah, first half started off in a pretty crazy fashion, a lot of back and forth. before any of the teams could kind of settle into their groove. And that was Heroic to come out victorious out of that battle. And they're going to try their chances here in the second half as well. Scout on Esatag and Deagles on the rest of them. Fully bought up. NATO is the only one who could have potentially gotten a nade or a flash extra. Poison's going to miss out on the first opportunity. Ooh, solid nade onto blocker as well.
Well, scout for Esatag. Deagles on the rest. For some reason, though, because there's been some damage done onto Windigo, this actually starts to be a little bit scary. Luckily, Poison will do damage on the 2 players, softening them up with a scout. Now will be Nido Safix and Esatag taking on 70 damage each. Grenade goes in, and Nido Safix is somehow still alive, still walking down towards long in 50 seconds here. Can Windigo get this cleanly? That's the real question that's burning in the back of their heads right now, because too often have they lost these kind of runs, and there's finally the first kill. Bubble picking up Nido Safix. Heroic still threatening to cause problems, and oh my goodness, maybe not just a threat, perhaps acting on it. Esatag will pick up one, Freiburg back in with a deagle, and it's into a 2v3. Every bit of damage they do here is a bonus, and another kill from Freiburg. He keeps moving forward, but Victor finally will put him in his grave. And Shets will pick up their own win for Windigo, but losing 3 players like that, Heroic are going to be pretty happy.
That's a lot of damage done, and even with the investment, obviously, I think the one thing that Heroic just wanted that they could wish they could get in addition to what just happened is a bomb plant, obviously. So probably not going to see a reinvestment, but yeah, as you said, CT side economy not going to have the time to stabilize by the time Heroic get to buy up. They've opted for Deagles once more, so there's still damage to be done here on the side of Heroic. Well. Freiburg looking to see if he can find anyone. Ooh, nice damage onto blocker. He's lucky to stay alive.
Yeah, nice shot there from Freiburg. He actually wants another one as well. He'll move in towards short. Not exactly the straight-up aggression we see a lot of players do, but he's starting to play contact into the site, and what a kill. Oh no, the lineup coming in though, that's twice as good from Victor. Another one coming through. And he has really been a sort of anchor on this B-bomb side. He's really been a strong one for Windigo. I think yesterday when they were playing against Nordovin on this map, times when they were getting run down on the B-bomb side, if he was the only man left, he still held it on. So he's certainly a good player on the B-bomb side. Experienced player, he knows how to play it well. I'm sure he's seen probably most situations play on the B-bomb side, if not all. So he'll know how to handle everything.
Definitely so. And for now, the only goal of Heroic here is to do some additional damage. Blamef might find the perfect timing here. He's actually going to run onto the site. So you'd imagine Bubble would hear him, but that's not the case. And this actually might force a pretty significant rotation. Actually, Esatag is going to be part of that. Blamef, though, if he can find a single kill here, that starts to increase the chances of Heroic. They're going to get a bomb plant down here as well. All things considered, this is going pretty well for them.
Well, Blamef has been spammed down to 17 HP. We'll get one kill. Poison steps up as well. It's all on Esatag, and for some reason, Heroic, even when they have nothing, they still make it happen. They still bring it close. Victor had to pull off a 4K to get Windigo this round win. The bomb blank coming through. They've got 3 kills. Scary stuff here. At least it's 9-9.
At least it's 9-9, but as you said, it's going to be rough for Windigo to deal with. They need to reinvest on a fair few. Poison drops off his AUG to blocker and buys up an op on himself. But it's not going to be a whole lot of money left in the bank for Windigo. So if they were to lose this one, and this is very much a full buy on the side of Heroic, it could spiral out of control. Monster smoke down. Nice and early. But no real intent from Heroic to come rushing through there.
So one of the teams will head into the lead here. The other will fall short for the meantime, but I'm sure that won't be the... Oh, I'm sure this won't be the last time we'll see the scoreline even. They're certainly battling very close, and I'm actually impressed by the performance of Windigo here. I was expecting Heroic to have a bit more of a clean one, a clear ceiling one, but they haven't really had that, right? It's definitely been a hard-fought battle for them.
Yeah, and Windigo had... There's so many opportunities where you would understandably think that Windigo would get deflated, right? With how the start panned out, just all the things working against them, and then them dropping the ball more often than they should. They've still been able to get back on solid footing. 9-9, done some initial damage as well, gotten forward positions. They're going to give that up as well, though, but might not be in time to deal with this B push coming in from Heroic.
Well, ship's burning a little bit. And will be Bubble inside the connector that's going to catch up most of the Heroic players charging up towards the top of it, but he's still alive. He's still kicking. He wants to spray away, but the ammo cut of the M4A1S is just not enough. And Freiburg will take him down. So it's into a 4v4. 19 seconds though on Blocker. He's in a prime position to deal with this.
Oh, they're going to head back to B,
they've gone back to B. Ooh. This is the right call, certainly, especially with ships dropping. They have to go onto the bomb side, but it's completely empty. The only player there is Victor, and he will be dropped all on poison. And it's a save. Well recovered from Heroic, but that was way too close.
That's a ballsy call to make. Yeah, 19 seconds left. They decide to rotate back after initially throwing the fake over towards B. And I mean, credit to them. The fake works perfectly, right? You can see the rotations coming out left and right. And I have no idea how Blame F, unless you might have heard ships, I suppose.
Yeah.
Making that a long rotation around through Monster. But outside of that, very unlikely that anyone's going to check for CT spawn, that area, to see if there's any roaming CT players.
Well, the thing is there with, as well, that was like the only way Heroic are going to win that. There's limited time. Blocker's in a position where he should have got at least one, maybe even two. And so, good call from Heroic to make it happen. And there's the poison being dropped as well. That's the final nail in the coffin. That's the icing on the cake with the cherry on top for Heroic. 10-9. I prefer cake without the cherry, personally.
Well, that's a pretty solid one. Cool strat from Heroic there. I mean, it seemed like the double fake was planned initially, like the entire time as well. Essetag just commit from long, with Blamewave lurking over towards short and water there. And that's the lead. As you said, one of these two teams had to get into the lead, and it's going to be Heroic to regain it.
Ooh. That's actually quite equal across the board. The damage being done early. Essetag dropped to 53, Blim F to 50. Stavin with control of the connector. There's one player rather close by, and that is Ships. He's got an MP9. He would love to have this close and personal, and Stavin, he's going to have to try and pick it up. SG in hand. He's landed the headshot with the kill quickly. He spots the player. Scared for the double. The bait and switch. It's only the one player there, and it's Ships who has been finished off. So the man advantage is with Heroic. Stavin clearing the connector, but the flank comes in from Blocker. How does Stavin not hear the door open? A little bit weird. Doesn't even check back at all. So 4v4, and this could be the kill from Bubble. That might give Windigo the edge, but quickly done by Blame F. He has been dropped to 3 HP, but he will take the kill, and that's the important part. Rotation coming in towards the A bomb site from Windigo, and the bomb's actually all the way back over towards the balloons as well. So it has multiple options on what it wants to do. And with that kill coming in, they might just go to B. Or they commit in towards the A bomb site.
Actually, yeah, this is Windigo believing that they're going to go B. You can see the full-on rotation. Oh boy, they've played themselves in this scenario.
Yeah.
They thought it would be a similar case as to what we saw in the last round, with Essetag being the sole player to commit over towards that A bomb site. Freiburg's going to find Blocker. The second he figures that something might be up, bomb will go down as well. Smoke to cover it off. And Heroic have every opportunity in the world, really, to win this out. They can play the passive position. It's not an ideal plant, obviously, for a restroom after plant position, but it's going to be so tough for Windigo to sniff everyone out.
Well, it comes down to timing, because Nino Safik seems to be a little bit paranoid, but will eventually start to spray away, gets one. That should be enough. That's the target's in a good position to deal with it. It has the crossfire with Freiburg. They're probably not going to expect him to be here on the bomb itself, and so the time is taken away. No time for Poison. There's no kit anyway. So it will be 11-9. So Heroic starting to look like they may be the team making the final here.
It is starting to look that way. Money's going to be low on Windigo's side. Heroic looking fine, at least for the time being. But it's been these kind of rounds that have oftentimes, I guess, just gone off track. It's on to Heroic to see if they can stabilize. It's been a while.
Well, Heroic, they got into the right bomb, so that's for sure. They're executing into B, and no one's there on Windigo, so should be a free 12 coming right up. They're not going to be met with any resistance, as the stack for Windigo is towards A long, and unfortunately, Heroic haven't even got a single player towards this side of the map. So I think Windigo will realize the ghost is up, and it is towards the B bomb site, and the only damage that they've actually taken is because of their teammates here with Heroic. Stavin is going to be the first man, at least, that will see some action in this round. So
you're just going to hang out around the corner. Move into it. Finds 2.
Oh my god.
Make that 4. Just real quick, as there's a bit of a lineup on the side of Windigo, so handles that pretty nicely.
Yeah, the spray control on the SG seems to be nailed, so good to see. But Victor gets this in the next one. At least they brought something over, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say that, but he might actually get found out. Here's a player working up towards long as well. Just covered by the stone. Freiburg goes down. So position given up. Let's see if he's going to be able to hold on to this. Just about doesn't. Flame F once again being at the right place at the right time. He's sitting at 23, 4, and 12 right now. So again, excellent game from him.
He'll certainly keep his spot at the top of the tournament rankings for individuals, if he can close the series up. 12-9. Heroic 4 away from the final here at the GGBet Chicago Invitational. Windigo want to stop them from getting there. They want to replace them. It will be a glass cannon for Poison.
This might be one of the last stands for Windigo as well. They need to get a lot out of this. Ooh, Esatag missing a shot. I've seen him hit those before. Instead, it's going to be the boost on the side of the B-bomb site to net them some early kills. That's ships onto Stavin. Not a whole lot of utility for Windigo here, so every early kill they can get before there's an execution is going to be a good one.
Well, Heroic. 2 players off towards A long. They have 1 inside the middle. Windigo. Oh, another kill as well. Poison towards toilets. Was able to catch Blame F out, and I believe it was wall flashed as well. So Poison might just be on for another. Not reacting quite quick enough, but it was rather close to collecting it. At this point, Heroic, is there a way back into this? 45 seconds. You've got 2-man deficit. Poison also lurking in the toilets. He still wants another, but the flash comes in. That'll force him back. At least they know there's a player there, and Poison's going to go back for more. He's not seen enough action. He wants some action to come his way again. But Heroic are going to run back over towards B, at least Freiburg is, while the rest of them just patiently waiting outside of the A-long position. So Freiburg throwing the smoke in towards Heaven, trying to sell the fake here. If he got that kill, probably would have been enough, but when they spot that no one else is there on the B-bomb side, that's when the rotation comes back up towards the A side. But Nado Safix with a headshot on the Poison, looking back in towards middle. It's another one from Nado Safix who goes back for a third. So close to collecting it, but it's Esatag. He's had a quiet game, but can he step up? He's looking for a follow-up, and there it is. The fake happens. Ships will hit the deck. It's all on Victor. 1v1. Esatag running right into him, trying to play the time, but Victor hides. And Esatag will get the kill, though. And yeah, the fake coming in there with such limited time is such a ballsy play, but very close to making the clutch happen, but can't quite get it done.
Man, that got really close, really intense towards the end of it. Still, the odds are favoring Heroic in a fair fashion. Windigo are making a game out of this, very much so.
Yeah, they always seem to do that though. They never lie down and just die. It's always a good fight being put up. You have to remember back to yesterday's game with Hellraisers. Obviously on Dust 2 was off to a very poor start from Windigo. It was looking like Hellraisers were going to walk away with that one, like 16-5. Then Windigo came right back into it. There was a question of whether or not it was going to go to overtime. And then obviously answering back in the rest of the series, 16-8, 16-8, back-to-back. But this is just so unfortunate from Essitai. Grit shots being hit, but just runs out of time. And that's something that Heroic have been doing quite consistently, is running the clock down to very, very limited time. Well, we get a good buy coming into it. That is actually better than Windigo's. So the damage you can see done by Essitai has left him in a pretty scary position, Windigo. And if Heroic end up picking this one up, they'll end up leaving Windigo in a sticky situation. Oh, well, BleemF is the first man to get a kill. First blood in the round is found by a nade, and another one coming in from NATO Safix. That's that short aggression we're seeing so many players pull up, and NATO Safix is the one that's got the kill. So 5v3 here for Heroic. And it's certainly looking like they want to bombard the B bomb site, and they've got it.
Oh, it's not going to be a direct defense here on the side of Windigo. Everyone's kind of working on a bit of a flank here. It's going to be Blocker to start it off. He finds Stavin without taking too much damage, and Bubble's going to chime in with a kill onto S-Attack. So it's even numbers now, and HP definitely an advantage of Windigo. It's just like they're still expecting somebody to come, I guess, the normal route. It's not to be the case, though. It's going to be 2 players through short.
Well, Blocker looks back over. There's the kills coming in from Windigo. It's all on BleemF. And if there's anybody who can step up, it will be him. The time ticking, 10-second defuse.
Well, he does not believe.
He doesn't believe it's going to be the stick. The defuse is just coming through. BleemF surely has to realize this. He has to go for it. Go right into the site, but the defuse coming through, and BleemF cannot line it up. Ballsy plays there from Bubble.
Yeah, that's a man's defuse right there. He's full faith in his teammate as well, and even when he comes down, he's kind of realized that, well, I'm committed at this stage. BleemF just really seeming to believe that that was going to be a fake. Damn. So it's not easy. It's not going exactly to plan for Windigo, but they are getting rounds on the board here. Yet again, though, it is kind of a similar state where the buy is looking better on the side of Heroic. Yeah, that unconventional retake path from Windigo working out nicely there. Still, game's on a knife's edge.
Well, Heroic probably a little bit disappointed about losing that one. They had the better buy. So now have Windigo. I think that's really telegraphed by the fact that it had to be a 10-second defuse. They didn't have kits available to them. BleemF. There's a second where I thought he was actually going to break their hearts in the last few seconds of that clutch, but Windigo stay alive, and it will be an attempt from Ships, but it's Freiburg with the pickup. The headshot comes through the monster tunnel. And he looking back a little bit more, just spamming on through, hoping someone tries to cross over. That will not be the case. So, Heroic, they've got the advantage to play with, and the bomb's leaving B. It's going back over towards the A bomb site. And actually, Windigo, they haven't got too aggressive here. No one's maintaining control of the toilets. No one's really pushed through long. So they don't have a whole lot of information. So Heroic can get nice, close, and personal and explode onto the A bomb site. Well, Freiburg is trying to sell the fake in towards the B bomb side, but Poison has spotted the real push, and it's in towards A. So many players are on Poison. The rotation having to come through, and Victor's got Freiburg. Poison stepping up, 2 kills coming through, and he's done a great job at delaying, causing problems, and unfortunately Bubble cannot do the same. The time is gone. Again, how many times has this happened for Heroic? I thought the bomb plant was coming through. They moved quickly enough, but obviously there was a second left.
Yeah, that was that. The second player around Optimus, it didn't really seem like they expected that to be the case, and became a bit of a staggered affair to try to get him down. Which buys them just enough time. As you said, did a good job of buying time on the bomb site. That's really what it all came down to. And Heroic now really have to start feeling the pressure because they're not going to have a buy. Windigo have ridden off the storm. Might be able to get one of their easier rounds in quite a while. It hasn't been smooth sailing for either of these sides so far. We'll see, though. Maybe the 2 AKs held over from the previous round is going to be able to do a little bit of damage here to put the fear into them. And, well, starting off, it's going to be NATO Safix finding poison. So even though Freiburg's gone down, he was one of the players without a weapon. Oh, Ships. Oh, dropping the ball there a little bit. Does damage to Blame F, but man advantage with Heroic and still an AK alive. I mean, this has been another weapon picked up for Essetag as well. I'm a little bit surprised to see that Stavin's not being given that, considering he has light Kevlar. Aim punch for Essetag can just be a wild thing. I mean, already the SG has a bit of a different spray pattern from the usual weapons that you've been so used to playing with. Blame F goes down, and that, honestly, as good as Blame F has been, that's probably the best death Heroic could have had in this situation, too, because he was on solo HP.
Well, Essetag taking away blocker, keeping the advantage afloat here for Heroic as they move in towards the A bomb side, although Victor has rotated it up. They've got a player in the toilets for Windigo as well. And Heroic need to be careful that they don't want the time gone too low. It's down. He's going to be under a lot of pressure here. Victor on 2 HP, but he's doing damage. Nate comes in, and there it is. And with the grenade that finishes off the job, near to Safix finding Bubble. And it's 13-12. So Heroic, yeah, they may lose off time twice so far in the second half, but the answer back.
In a weird way, right? Like, this is just how the game has been. If you have a lesser buy, you're standing a better chance of bringing it back.
It's a common theme with Windigo. It's happened yesterday.
Continues today.
Stunna and I were just kind of losing our heads at certain points.
It's probably a good thing that Trace isn't here to witness it just yet.
Yeah.
But again, if Windigo bring it back, you know, they're going to be playing for a grand finals. Trace is definitely going to be around for that.
He will be.
To witness the madness. We'll send if they drag him down with them. Well, right now, though, Heroic are in the lead. They will get a full buy back in. And it's not the same scenario for Windigo. But I'm just going to stop assuming rounds are going to go one way or the other. It doesn't feel like there's any sort of logic to what's going on. It seems
like, on paper, no, it's going to be a Heroic win. But equal chance, perhaps. It is going to be some initial damage done by poison. Essetag will get a little bit of the grenade on top as well, but only 3 HP being done by the nades. So I'd say pretty equal damage done early. I mean, obviously poison coming out on top barely, but the weapon's certainly better here in a Heroic. No presence towards the B-bomb site from the T side. In this kind of run, I would love just to see some aggression from Windigo, just some sort of push somewhere. Try and get some information so you can stack your forces somewhere. Try and bolster the defense.
Looks or should be the case. Restroom control at least gained from Heroic here in the early stage, and I think a lot of Windigo's hopes of bringing this back is going to be off of this man right here. Poison needs to not necessarily get kills, but at least soften up a fair few Heroic players before they make it onto the site. But you can see all the utility as well. You'd imagine that Heroic are setting up for a pretty solid A execute with how things are looking. Down comes first smoke. Poison's going to try to block that. Creates a little bit of space for him. Molotov not quite going to fan him out of position either, but he misses the opportunity to find the kill onto NATO. Ships with the MP9. Close up, and Bubbles found Stavin in all of this chaos, but Heroic are starting to stabilize, at least for a very brief moment of time.
I think we'll just stop saying things.
And eventually, order is restored. Things are back to normality. Things make sense for us. And it's going to be a 14th round for Heroic.
Yeah, at least for the time being. You never know what's going to happen next time.
I never really know. And I mean, now it's a pretty tough situation for Windigo as well, right? Do you want to force into this? Do you want to let Heroic get up to potential series point?
Look at that performance from Blame F.
Yeah.
28 kills. And quite the opposite, actually, over on the Windigo side. Someone who's kind of the star for the side, or one of the 2 stars, we usually say. Yeah. His Ships, 7 kills.
He hasn't had the greatest of series, has he? It's been more down to poison than what he's has been able to bring to the table. We've seen a couple of blunders on the side of Ships, really, where should have been able to get kills and ends up swinging back at him in a real bad way. And right now, B-bomb site once again open. The stack from Windigo's not going to pan out.
It feels like a lot of Ships' kills that he's got out as well are kind of gimmicky. Like they're on the back of smokes or through smokes. They're not really, stable frags that are coming through for him. Which is definitely disheartening to see for Windigo. The Heroic go to map and series point, grand final point, ladies and gentlemen. They want to go to the final to fight for a spot at IEM Chicago. Get to that point is BlameF, rattling the kills through 2 extra to his name. That is the 30 bomb, and not expecting Ships in the corner. So there's an extra kill for Ships. And stab him through the wall will take him away. So 15 to 12. The buy here from Windigo is starting to come through. It will lack a little bit of utility, but at least everyone gets a rifle, right?
I mean, that's a start, right? It's a bitter pill to have to swallow, but they're thinking of the long-term changes. They're liking pretty much what they're looking at if they have weaponry. And I mean, they did string a fair few rounds together as well once they had weapons to their side. Getting that op on poison, even if it is just a glass cannon, that can do so much for you.
Well, Asatag AWP in hand as he makes his way over towards playground. There's a player watching this angle. Oh, on the other end of the wall. The Battle of the Opera is coming through, and it's Asatag who wins it. Patience pays off, but Blocker in with a trade. The odd close towards long keeps it even. And it's 4v4, but Heroic look to just try and pounce on the B-bomb site where Victor is currently holding. So, good start here for Windigo. And the initial attack is Heroic starting to commit. It's Victor and Ships shutting the B-bomb site down, and there we go. 15-13, Windigo answer back.
They do. So the gamble pays off in a big way for them as well. Let me see what it can do for you having the right weaponry. So even if it's not poison to necessarily do it for them this time around, Victor, who's, as you said, has been a bit of a staple on this B-bomb side. He's going to net 2 early frags, and Ships finally getting into it. Maybe he's going to start warming up towards the tail end of it.
Well, poison aggressive in towards water. SG will be the weapon of choice. And it's not looking good. Heroic look to try and get to that final. There's only Victor and Bubble left, and Victor will do his best. He's got the kill onto Freiburg, but it looks like this might just be it, as Heroic have still got the 2-man advantage. 4v2 would take... It would be quite impressive if Heroic actually ended up losing this one. It's harder to lose this than it is to win.
Yeah, it really is. Now they just kind of need to make sure they go, well, whatever bombs that they commit to, do it as a unit. Right now, they just want to hold off and see if there's any aggressive rotations coming out from Windigo, as they're currently fairly split. We're going to see the bomb rotate back over towards Fountain area, and that's where at least 3 out of the 4 remaining players are. I think it's just NATO Savic stuck in a corner there outside of Monster. It seems like Victor has an idea that this might be the case.
Yeah, if NATO slides off, he's dead. So
yeah.
There we go. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, questioning myself a little bit, but...
And with Victor actually not seeing anything here, he might make the rotation up towards A. Definitely off of those smokes.
Yeah.
Bubble needs to find a kill.
Well, they've run the time out again, but pulls the nade, and that's going to be Asatag with the kill all on Victor. 1v2 clutch has to happen to save the team here. Windigo, their tournament life is on the line. Victor coming back in. He's had a stellar performance in the tournament so far, yesterday especially. And again, needs to step up here. He's going to tap the bomb. That tries to bait them into the open. One player peeks the toilets, but they realize he's not on the ball. Molotov comes in as well, and that's the deal sealed. It is going to be BlameF topping the scoreboard yet again. 31 kills. What a performance he's having in this tournament. Freiburg on 26 as well. You have to remember back to his ace he had here on the map as well.
Yeah, I mean, both Freiburg and BlameF having great series, topping the boards on Mirage and Overpass respectively. And that really carries Heroic through. It's a little bit labored. Overpass, we've definitely seen cleaner performances out of them, but I think this is also a situation where we saw, pretty decent effort from Windigo. We saw 2 good versions of them necessarily, not just the on and off switch completely. So that's nice, even though we would have liked to seen Chips having a better end to his tournament life, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, they made a close series out of it, and Heroic certainly are looking like the best team in the tournament, I have to say, at the minute.
No, yeah, I mean, but there's still some excitement around who we're going to go to, see who's going to be their potential opponent. I think Force has been looking formidable as well so far up in this Invitational. They're going to have to go up against Optic, as you see the bracket here, and not surprisingly, Force versus Optic is going to be the next best of 3.
So Heroic make it to the grand final. Oh no, they have to find an opponent, and that will be Force and Optic. And after this short break, we will be going to find out who that opponent will be. Optic certainly looking like an up-and-down team as well. We'll see if that is the case coming up against Force after this break.